Hi, this is Mike Essen, South Florida's conservative voice. My guest today is a very astute man. He's been a prosecutor for many years, an attorney for many years, and we respect each other a lot. Politically, we never agree, and today is no exception. We're debating legalizing marijuana. I think it's an atrocious idea. My guest likes the idea. His name is Barry Butin. Barry, welcome to the Mike Essen Show.
Good afternoon. Hi.
Hi, please tell me and my audience why you support legalizing marijuana.
Well, I was thinking about it this morning, and certain things start out one way in this country by the law, and sometimes the law changes. Look at last night, July 4th. When I was a kid, if you shot up a firecracker, they put you in jail. Now you can get M80s and rocket launchers and bottle rockets, ash cans, make tremendous noise. So it was when I was a kid, it wasn't able to do it because of the law. Now you can do it. Second example was I was thinking of gambling. I mean, if you bet $20 with an undercover cop, you go to jail. Now they have it. You can bet on TV, all these websites. When we used to go to Yonkers Raceway in New York, when we were 16, we heard we could gamble. They made it fair. We were old enough to do it, and as long as we bet, we didn't have to use somebody to bet for us. But I think my point is things change over time. They start off, nobody wants it, and then everybody wants it.
Barry, I want my rebuttal, okay?
Sure.
I think you made my point for me when you talked about gambling. I'm going to tell you the facts about marijuana, how bad it is for you. First, when I'm finished, you'll have a chance to respond.
Of
It's a give
course.
and take. Thank you. The fact that the gambling has been legal and more accessible, more people do it, and lives are ruined by it. But I'm going to start with marijuana. I'm going to tell why it's a gateway drug. According to National Institute of Drug Abuse and Dr. Forrest Tennant, who's a very reputable source of the subject on both sides, it works on the same receptor as the brain as heroin. It pins the brain to seek stronger drugs. And drug addicts, many of them, you watch any neutral tape, Mike Hill even did a testimony on this Stig House. They confess they started as kids with marijuana. And number two, it is really, really atrocious for the brain. According to Harvard School of Psychiatry, they would know more than all of us put together, and they're hardly abashed in conservatism. It causes and exacerbates addiction, depression, psychosis, schizophrenia, hallucinations, and violent acts. Also, there's drugged driving, not drunk driving, drugged driving. 1 out of 8 traffic fatalities in Colorado were pot related, and they doubled a year in Washington where it was legal. And also, according to the National Florida Drug Alliance for Drug for Children, is 10 or 14 times stronger than before. So we legalize that, you're legalizing everything else. Your response to my strong claims that I'm confident of.
Well, first of all, I have experience. I was in college, I was in law school, and after law school, I don't smoke marijuana anymore. That's the most severe thing I ever took, drug-wise. I turned down cocaine many times from other lawyers in the community. But if you use it responsibly, it's like anything else. If you, let's say your car's something wrong with your car and you don't have the money to fix it, and you don't fix it and it runs over and kills somebody, that's your responsibility to fix it in advance. So, I mean, I smoked marijuana plenty of times, didn't have any ill effects. I just decided not to do it anymore. I probably should do it with my other medical maladies. I could probably get a medical marijuana license tomorrow if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. But I don't see enough of an example. When alcohol is out there, I don't have to compare alcohol to marijuana. I don't know anybody who smokes marijuana every day. I know a lot of professionals who drink alcohol every day.
My response to that is again, you made my point. You're the big word, operative word is if people handle it responsibly. It's an addictive drug. If it's 10 times the potency of cigarettes, and that's very addictive. And it's according to Harvard, and just because and then nobody said 100% of users are going to get higher, are going to get addicted to harder drugs, but most do. Many do. Even if it's 60%, it's not worth legalizing because you're legalizing every drug in the book. But if you're going to have people out there committing violent acts, hallucinating, that affects me. When you're having society of people stoned out of their minds like Woodstock, that affects me. When people are drugged driving, which rates have skyrocketed everywhere it's been legal, I don't want more paralysis, more deaths. That affects me. And that affects everybody out there listening. That affects you, Barry. Your response, please.
Well, what do you, I mean, I know we're not here for medical marijuana, but it serves a lot of good purposes. People have cancer and they have hunger
We're talking about
issues.
recreational. Please stick to that.
Recreational what?
We're talking about recreational use. Please stick to that.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay.
Ken, I think you can't use it if you're under 18, if you have, unless you have a license, and many people do. Look, that changed a long time ago. I think you're like 30 years in the past, where everybody thought it was evil, and it just gets you hungry, and you just want to go to sleep. Not many people drive stoned. I don't think that. I mean, all the DUIs I've seen in court, most of them are with alcohol, not marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the reason for that is it's not legal in Florida, and but I gave you statistics. And I'm giving you sources that Harvard. I mean, the Harvard School of Department of Psychiatry sees people every day. People confessing to take harder drugs. And just as 30 years ago, when people scorned it, doesn't mean it's wrong to scorn it today. Just people are permissive about a lot of things. I think society is decay in many issues is more permissive of. But if something is gay, but if many people are taking harder drugs because of it, if many people are drug driving because of it, leaving more people dead or paralyzed, and the rates and statistics are up in those states, you can look them up. It's causing schizophrenia, psychosis, and hallucinations, which make everybody out there dangerous and ruins families. And the potency, because the THC is 40 times higher, it, it should definitely be illegal. And I think it should be illegal. I think it's criminalized use because you're affecting society. This sounds like cocaine to me. It's just as bad in some ways. What do you? Your response to my response?
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody deserves to go to prison unless they're selling large amounts in the trafficking stage. But in the old days, we'd send them to prison like 30 days, 90 days, a year in jail for just simple possession. Uh, I think you're right at one point that it is stronger now than it was back then when I was young. So that
Mm-hmm.
it is stronger. So it should be, so it can't be an absolute allowance of everybody to use, because of that, the strength of it. But I think again, I haven't seen many cases. I watch the news where, I mean, I see all the time people are drinking and they leave the scene of an accident, but I just don't hear later on. And not that I know every case in the courthouse, but I've been there a long time and I just never heard of marijuana intoxication.
Well, I think it makes my point stronger why it should be illegal. You're in Florida. It's illegal here. It's legal and taking everywhere in Colorado, where where statistics are in. 1 out of 8 traffic fatalities in Colorado are pot related, and Washington State, Seattle, the home of the Seahawks, the world champions, it doubled. Those are facts. So just because you don't see it in the state that's illegal, it makes it stronger. Maybe it should be illegal because you don't see it. What do you think of that?
Well, aren't there other, I mean, people abuse drugs that they're given to for medicinal purposes, medical problems, prescription drugs, and they abuse that too. So what are we going to do about them?
It's a case by case basis. I mean, it's a separate issue. We're talking about whether recreational marijuana should be legal. If you're saying that we're hypocritical, no, we're not, because maybe they should be in trouble too. I don't know. That's for another show we could discuss. But Barry, people have confessed on tape. Many of them. I was watching. If you watch the episodes of many documentaries of subjects, that unless they're slanted in the normal NORML, that's the National Organization for Marijuana Laws, and claim it causes no effects. That we started as kids on that. Now we're coke addicts. We started on kids on that. Now we're PCP addicts. We're starting kids on that. Then we take hashish, and then we take heroin. I mean, this is not a society you want to live in. And people are doing this are being selfish. They're hurting society. They're hurting people on the roads. They're hurting their minds. They're hurting their families. This needs to be scorned. This needs to. I'm Reefer Madness Mike, and this is the Pineapple Express world we're living in. I don't want Pineapple Express. And for those of you who don't know, that was a pro marijuana comedy coming to Florida. Your response to what I'm saying, please.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I'm not going to.
Have you ever smoked cigarettes?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't think people should go to jail for that?
No.
We should make that illegal.
I think it's too late. But honestly, part of me wouldn't care if we did, but I don't think it's realistic at this point. And I think you made my point for me again. Once you legalize it, there's no turning back. Though I hope it's done in Washington or Colorado, if we make it illegal again, it would be harder than if we keep it illegal in Florida or Texas or a state where it's illegal. These drugs drug is junk. It's a poison. And when you go to the also you go to the drug rehab centers and people's taking this and it's ruined lives, ruined families. When they've hallucinated, when people who have anxiety issues take it, they get paranoid. We don't allow people to self-harm. So this is self-harming on steroids. I don't literally mean steroids, but on steroids. Your response to my argument, please.
Well, what about the person who goes skips marijuana and goes straight to heroin or straight to cocaine?
They should be out. They should be in prison. That should be illegal too. It happens. It doesn't mean what I'm saying isn't true.
I'm just saying, I think there's a lot more people that skip the lower level drugs as opposed to they skip those and they go right to the main hard drug, LSD or heroin or amphetamines. Look, the main problem now is, what is it called? With the
opioids.
Yeah, the opioids, right. There's so many of those that people are doing. It's terrible. I know they're outlawed, but I think we should more worry about those than using manpower of police or resources for people who use it as long as they're 18.
This is what I call a non sequitur. One issue of marijuana is on one side, all the other drugs are on the other side. It's totally unrelated. There are people who skip, and there are people who use it as a gateway. But regardless, just because those drugs are worse doesn't mean marijuana should be illegal. Just because Hitler was worse than Mao or Stalin or Pol Pot or Hussein doesn't mean they shouldn't be prosecuted either. Just because a murderer is prosecuted doesn't mean a car theft person should be prosecuted. This is totally, totally unacceptable in society. I think we need to crack down harder. In fact, I'm going to make a statement right here and now. This doesn't deserve the compassion people give it. It deserves law enforcement, buck out of it, and that's it. Your response, please.
Well, three of my best friends from college and law school, one was a lawyer, two were good friends from undergraduate schools. They all died from overuse of alcohol.
My condolences.
But one fell down the steps, and one just got cancer, and then the other one he got cancer. I think he had cirrhosis of the liver or something. But I just didn't see people couldn't control themselves when they used marijuana. I saw a lot more that could, they couldn't.
Well, I'm really sorry, my condolences about your friends. I want to say, though, that whether alcohol is better or worse is completely irrelevant. Whether it was a mistake or not, maybe it was, but we made that mistake. This is bad enough on its own merit. It's, again, a non sequitur. And people in the war, people think marijuana makes people calm and serene. People in Vietnam took a lot of it. Sure didn't slow them down. But Barry, let's just talk about it from a practical point of view. I quoted many sources. These are the highest sources in the country who are saying this is toxic. This causes people to hallucinate. Let's talk about the effects it has alone. I'm gonna repeat. I hate to repeat myself, but I'll do it. It causes, according to Harvard School of Psychiatry, it causes or exacerbates addiction, depression, psychosis, schizophrenia, and hallucinations and violent acts. Do you think something which causes hallucinations and violent acts to people enough so they're reporting it should be legal in this country? Please respond.
When did the study come out?
Recently, I don't know the year, but that's what that Harvard School said.
Well, sometimes they're 30-year-old studies, and they really are not relevant these days. So I don't think it's
that old. But even if it is, but I think that makes my point stronger, even if it was, because the potency is 10 to 40 times stronger. So imagine how much worse these things will be if we legalize it. So if that's older, that's even more reputable. But I don't think it is. But Barry, why is it so important that we legalize this? And please explain, like from your point of view, why do we? Just because. Why do you want to legalize it so badly? I'm misunderstanding something.
It's like the earlier examples I gave. Gambling was terrible, and what was the other one I mentioned? Besides gambling,
fireworks.
Fireworks, right? And look at the reversal. So I think the flow is against you, and it's going to be legal one day.
I hope not.
Maybe 10 years from now, but I mean, how could you make something legal in one state and not legal in the other state? Should be consistent.
We agree on that. We should have a national. It should be illegal nationally. Just because the one mistake doesn't mean another mistake is okay. Our states have different laws on many things, including property taxes. But regardless, I want to mention one of the points you mentioned. So I'm being dead honest about my opinion about fireworks. I hate fireworks. Kids get their arms blown off daily and eyes blown out. And adults do too by fireworks. I don't know whether I'm not talking about outlawing them, but they need to be regulated or something. That's a different show. I'm not a fan of gambling either. I'm somebody who said every time the government wants to sponsor gambling in Florida, I think it's a terrible idea because you want to build a casino, build your own. And gambling's better when it's illegal. But sticking to this topic, see, all you're saying is marijuana. I'm pointing out some horrible effects it's had on people. You're saying gambling bad, opioids bad. I agree on that. Cocaine bad. Alcohol bad, but don't you acknowledge marijuana has serious effects that harm society, and we need to take precautions and make sure people don't get paralyzed or dead because of violent acts?
But you just hear so many deaths from fentanyl. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Fentanyl.
You said it right.
Yeah, that's the real killer now. That's what they're really working on, trying to get people cured on or go to treatment for. I mean, I see the courts even more fairer. They just know how bad it is, and so many people are dying from it. I don't think you can prove one person has died from the sole use of marijuana.
Well, I'm gonna make another point that I haven't made yet. They can lace it today with fentanyl. Just like people can make grenades, they could do that. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I want just say no, people. Just say no and make sure everybody and spread the word. But anyways, let's say we couldn't even lace it with fentanyl. Let's say you're right. I mean, fentanyl, of course, is worse. But so what? I mean, that doesn't make marijuana good or doesn't mean it should be legal. There's always somebody. Just because a car thief should be in prison, but a murderer should get a higher penalty. The car thief should not be let out because of this. I mean, marijuana is a cancer in society, and I even talked to a psychiatrist. I don't want to admit he's not the whole Harvard School of Psychiatry, but he works in McLean Hospital. He even said, I agree with this. I've taken flack for the statement. It's as bad for you as cocaine is with all this effect. It even affects testosterone. It is atrocious. I will never smoke it. I won't. That is a promise I make on the Mike Essen show. I'm just saying no, and you all just say no. Barry, your response.
I think I'm response down. I hear my cat in the background. He wants dinner. I got a cute little cat. I think I've said everything. I think I've said everything I need to say. I don't have
Okay, Barry, I'm going to do this so before we close. We have a tradition on the Mike Essen show. I let my opponents in my debates ask me the toughest question possible, and I will answer. And as Pat Benatar once said, hit me the best shot, fire away.
About this issue?
Yes, please.
Well, what do you say about people who go to prison just solely for small amounts of marijuana in their possession, but nothing else?
Hashtag lock them up. Barry, thank you so much for coming on the show. Before you leave, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I hope I was fair to you. You're a very dear gentleman. I appreciate that despite our political differences. Is there a website you like to give out of your choice or how people can reach you, even your office?
No, it's okay. I'm kind of semi-retired, so I'm not looking for business. I have some medical issues, so I'm laying low.
Sorry about that. Barry, thank you so much. I think the Pineapple Express met Barry, met Reefer Madness Mike, and we're going to retire here. Thank you so much, Barry.
Okay, see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.